Hello everyone, in this video I'll be talking about Rotary displays. The idea for making one was in back of my head for a very long time, since Scoop made her own design, which I'm standing on right now. And the idea is to swap display blocks instead of using your traditional lamp display. Now, my idea was instead of having a whole line of numbers stored inside a feed tape, you would have only saved the blocks that are actually repeating. So for example here, there's this 2x3 font, and I figured out that the parts here are repeating, and that would allow me to save a lot of space. But sadly I realized that for the 2x3 size, there isn't really a good way to make this design tailable. So I decided to go back to my modified version, hoping that maybe the 2x2 font would work better, since it's possible to make it maybe ugly but working and tailable. And I also figured the blocks that are repeating here, but I wasn't really satisfied with how low the size decrease from this possible change would be. So I decided to dig up my old font designs for this, and with some additional changes I figured out that it is possible to make a collection of numbers that is recognizable with quite a lot of mental gymnastics. And the selected numbers are underlined with redstone blocks. And here are all actual blocks that are used in the display. And as you can see, I got the whole block set to just 4 blocks per section. Now, this is the simply design I could come up with for how to swap the blocks. And as you can see, it is really quite smaller than the previous design. But now we have a new problem, which is how do we display the correct corner for each number? And to be honest, I don't really have a way figured. And before giving up, I just decided to encode the moves in shortcut boxes and display it with the sequences. And here is how this whole thing looks. Of course, I gave up on this idea because of control difficulties, but I wanted to salvage the whole thing, and I decided to just put the whole number set into the feed tape. And I decided that this has some potential. You can see how this rotates here. And with this, I made this design, which is a rotary display with a counter, so it will display each number and it knows what number it is on. And here is the input, here is adding 1, here is automatic mode, and here is the input for number of pulses. And as you can see, it will go to 9 and then rotate the number to 10. This design displays a number every second, but there was some room for easy improvement, and so I upgraded design to work every 0.0 seconds. And you can probably make it a bit faster, but I don't really care, it is pretty fast already. Now let's check out the full design, which is what I've shown before, but with 7 segments and a reset function. And the resetting works by detecting which segment is displaying 8. So here it will pull up this target block up, and it will cut it off from this line. And it will first make sure that each of the displays is displaying 8, and then it will add 1 to all of them, which will display in all lines. And then at the end it will pulse this line, which will make this line a 0, which will cascade up to all the numbers. And here's how it will look like. And it's worth mentioning that all of the inputs can be used at once, and it will probably require a chunk loader to work in real scenario. And also the animation is really satisfying here. For those who decide to use the display, I also decided to make a few other colors, and I also will be adding the 2x2 and 2x3 fonts and other numbers that I made while making the fonts. Lastly, I will also mention that I did try alternating the colors to make the fit tape a bit smaller, but it simply just looks impossible to read. And that's it for the video. I do have some other projects planned, and those are big projects, so they will probably take me like a month or two at least to deliver. But they will come because my mental health is a bit better now. And I guess thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.